What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the best healer tier list in War Within. So this game has a bunch of classes and specs to choose from, but the big question is, what spec is the best healer for your playstyle and the current meta? I've spent countless of hours of testing and here are the results. So for the first S tier spec we have the Preservation Evoker. This is an extremely unique healing spec, with multiple resources, the mana and essence. And on top of that, even a new type of spell called the Empower casts, that gets stronger the longer you charge it. This is a slow-paced healer, but his every spell has a massive impact. It is also the only mid to long range class, with Devastation getting a 25-yard range on all spells, and Preservation getting 30. Preservation has strong mobility, strong damage capabilities, and an arsenal of different spell combos that can be adapted to any healing requirement that you might run into. Preservation Evokers specialize in stacked environments, where they can make full use out of their extremely strong AoE heals. With abilities like the Dream Breath and Emerald Blossom, they can thrive when their party and raid members are within their small area. On top of all of this, they also bring many forms of utility, through a party-wide damage reduction, raid buffs in the Time Spiral, and the Blessing of the Bronze. Next up we have the Restoration Shaman, and we will place him right in the A tier. This specialization has a wide range of spells and tools to do their job, most of them being more effective when the group stacks closely together. They have some supportive healing over time spells, and a decent single target heal. This accompanied by strong cooldowns, which can get you out of dangerous situations, quite a bit of utility, and the ability to restore mana to themselves and allies is very OP. Restoration Shaman is an extremely flexible specialization that shines when healing groups of clumped up players. They have a wide variety of unique tools to deal with otherwise deadly influx of damage, such as the Spirit Link Totem. Because the chain heal has no cooldown, Restoration Shamans are one of the few healers that can AoE heal continuously when dangerous and unexpected damage happens randomly. Also, they can adjust to any situation perfectly, because of their mastery effect, the deep healing, and because of the external mana tools such as the Innervate. Then for the next A tier spec we have the Holy Paladin. This is a one-handed weapon and a shield and plate wearing healer specialization, which has a wide range of damage reductions and defensives. They specialize in healing specific targets, with large single target heals, commonly referred as a spot healing. The Holy Paladin gets access to the iconic Beacon of the Light, which allows them to keep a specific target healed, while healing other allies who might need it. Besides the classic healer resource, the mana, all Paladin specializations, including the Holy, also use the special resource called the Holy Power. Most of their spells generate this resource, which then they can use it to cast one of the most powerful heals, which are the Ward of the Glory and the Light of the Dawn. Overall, this spec focuses on very strong single target healing, being one of the few healers that can truly impact whether a single player will live or die at any given moment. They also possess several tools that will help them to mitigate or avoid damage, both on themselves and other raid members. With so much utility, they're consistently one of the strongest specs in every form of content, and have been for many years. Next we have the Discipline Priest, and we will place him right in the A tier. This is a masterful raid-wide burst healer, with absorbs and damage reduction utility. They prepare for incoming damage by marking players with helpful buffs in Atonement that allows the Discipline Priest to deal substantial damage to the boss to create healing on those marked allies. With this, there's a natural ebb and flow to Discipline healing when they ramp up their Atonement counts, and then the rest between these ramps, providing minor healing in between their large bursts. Overall, this spec relies on healing players through dealing damage, but also by traditional heals and absorption spells. Healing through dealing damage allows the Discipline Priest to contribute to the raid's DPS, while still performing well as a healer. Discipline Priests provide very significant on-demand AoE burst healing on a very short cooldown. Although balancing the healing and dealing damage can be difficult to master at first, but through research and practice, the Discipline can be one of the more rewarding healer specializations to play. And for the last and final A tier spec we have the Restoration Druid. This is a ramp-based healing specialization, which means we use spells like the Rejuvenation to prepare for damage in advance and create huge windows of healing. Resto Druid is versatile enough to cover pretty much all roles. They wear leather armor and tend to have an extensive collection of defensive spells to get you through any scenario. Resto also has a lot of shapeshifting baked into its gameplay, especially in dungeons, and you can become a cat, a bear, a tree, a stag, and sometimes even a bird, which will give you their own unique set of abilities. So overall, the Resto Druid specializes in maintaining a steady stream of healing on a few targets in raids and offer a strong burst of healing after using cooldowns. They also will do well when healing a small number of targets for prolonged periods of time, such as players with debuffs. However, they generally suffer when they have to react to damage for which they were not prepared for, and when they did not have time to set up their HUDs. So now let's move over to the B tier, and for the first one we have the Mistweaver Monk. This is a melee-based healer who is able to heal our allies and deal damage to our enemies from a centralized location. From this position, we are able to use our high mobility to react appropriately to encounter mechanics, using either abilities that directly affect our movement itself or spells that can be cast while moving, which allows us to continue healing while we reposition. Mistweavers wear leather armor and are fond of wielding either way staffs or one-handed weapons while holding additional offhand equipment. While there are spells that we can cast in preparation for damage, our major healing abilities are used as the reaction to damage. We also have healing cooldowns that can be altered through talents to better suit any given encounter, giving us great flexibility when preparing for any fight. Overall, the spec is versatile, and different talent choices can allow it to fit requirements of any raid party. Mistweaver can therefore heal both tanks and any raid member equally, and based on their talent choices, they can be either way an imperiled tank healer with strong AoV or even a damage-dealing mobile raid healer. And for the last and final spec we have the Holy Priest, which deserves to be placed right in the B tier. This is a flexible healer, which brings significant single target and AoV healing. In either situation, you're spreading healing over time effects from Specialization's Mastery, which is called the Echo of Light. The Holy Priest is a fantastic reactive healer, especially suited for healing large groups and raids. With a response to almost all damage types, there's always a tool on hand to deal with the situation and keep you thinking while you play. Raid healing as a Holy Priest revolves around chosen talents and the two holy wards, the Sanctify and Serenity. Outside of these, the bulk of the healing comes from the mana-efficient Prayer of the Mending and the Circle of Healing, alongside the variety of filler spells that are used to reduce the cooldown of our burst healing. Focusing your talents into Salvation gives the Holy Priest a second raid cooldown, which can be incredibly useful to your healing party. And that's about it. So if you enjoyed this video, click like, subscribe and comment. And if you're interested in more content, then check out my channel. And I will see you in the next one. So take it easy. Peace.